Are fixed annuities a good investment? Boy, is that a loaded question. Hi there, my name is Stan, the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states and Puerto Rico. Behind the camera, Big C was talking about my shirt and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to kind of step back without losing where I'm standing. Annuity World Tour. There was a time I was young and vibrant, and I traveled the country and gave speeches and all kinds of stuff. Maybe that'll happen again. I don't know. You know, it depends on how much money people are wanting to pay me to do it, because I ain't doing it for free, okay? There's a cost, especially at this age. So we're going to talk about if annuities a good investment. As only I can break that down, because that is a loaded question that you should only ask me, and I'll talk about that after this. All right, are annuities a good investment? First of all, I'm glad the question was annuities, because there's a lot of people out there that think that, and including a lot of financial journalists that go, well, I don't know about annuities because when you die, annuity company keeps the money. I mean, there's like at least eight types of annuities. The financial journalist people that should know better, I was going to call them a name, but that wasn't going to be good. They need to know that, you know, immediate annuity is what they're talking about, life only, but you can structure it a myriad of ways so that the evil annuity company doesn't keep the money, period, and they're on the hook to pay as long as you live. But that misconception proliferates the fruited plain, as they say, Dr. C behind the camera. But the thing that bothers me a little bit about this question, are annuities a good investment? I don't think they're investments at all. They're contracts. They're transfer of risk contracts that you buy for the contractual guarantees of the policy. In other words, buy the Armageddon. You know, don't buy the birds chasing the flowers. Don't buy that part that you're going to hear at the Bad Chicken Expensive Steak Dinner Seminar, where they go, well, you don't own this one, son. You got a bonus up front. And I saw a bonus the other day, by the way, of 50%. And I know you're saying, well, tell me about that one, son. That sounds pretty darn good. You can't be that stupid. Please tell me you're not that stupid. Please tell me you're not that dumb. You might be. Because if you fall for that one, then don't go to Vegas, okay? Because they're waiting for you there. You know, as they say, if you don't know who the sucker is at the table, it's you. Annuities are transfer risk products. You ask two questions when you want to consider buying annuities. What do you want the money to contractually do, and when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? That's it. There's an acronym that I've come up with called PIL that explains the four primary things that annuities contractually solve for. P stands for principal protection. I stands for income for life. L stands for legacy. The other L stands for long-term care. I get a lot of hate mail, and I love it. Bring it. Stan@theannuityman.com from, you know, the Johnny Appleseed agents that, well, I think it's a market growth product, son. My opinion, having worked for Dean Witter, Payne Weber, UBS, and Morgan Stanley, so I know what I'm talking about. If you want market growth, don't do annuities. Do annuities for the contractual guarantees of the policy. Never buy based upon a hypothetical or theoretical or projected or back-tested illustration. If you're doing that, then you get what you deserve. Every single week, I mean, I'm available to you if you want to talk to me. I get emails and calls from people that say, well, you were right about that. You know, I bought that index annuity and they promised me 7 to 9% and I'm getting like 2. Well, it's too late now. You're 2 years into it and there's a 9-year surrender charge. So you might want to listen to me now. Don't think that you're the person on your street that's figured it out and got a product that nobody else has. Boy, you know what? I'm smarter than Jim. I went to that seminar, put all my money in that thing, I'm going to get a bonus. Listen, you just got taken advantage of, all right? Index annuities and RILAs, the brokerage form of index annuities, and by the way, I had that securities license forever, don't need it, because there's not a product out there, including RILAs, that makes me want to go get it. If you want stock market returns, stock market growth, real upside, then don't do annuities. Annuities are contracts. So are they a good investment? They're not investments. You're transferring the risk for principal protection. You're transferring the risk to the life insurance company that issues the annuities for lifetime income, as long as you're breathing. You're transferring the risk for legacy. You're transferring the risk for long-term care. You're transferring the risk. Investments, you're shouldering the risk. Annuities, you're transferring the risk. So the question just foundationally is off. You should be asking yourself, where do I need to transfer risk? Warren Buffett said, never lose money, rule number one. Rule number two, don't forget rule number one. If that's you, then that's a MIGA. That's a multi-year guarantee annuity. Now, we currently use indexed annuities for income riders to deliver lifetime income at a future date. But if you're saying, I just want principal protection and return, MIGAs are going to beat them right now. And the agent doesn't get paid as much. And by the way, commissions for agents are built into the product. You never see them. But the more complex the product, the higher the commissions. It's just common sense. I would tell you, if you're asking that question, are annuities a good investment? I would first say, all right, let's put on your common sense hat as we go look at annuities. I would encourage you to go to my site at theannuityman.com. I've written 6 owner's manuals on indexed annuities, MIGAs, income riders attached. I've written a book on income riders, QLACs, DIAs, and SPIAs. So I got 6 owner's manuals. I wrote a book called The Annuity Stanifesto early in my life when I didn't have gray hair. That was really, really detailed about the annuity industry and how to use contractual guarantees in your favor. You can go to my site and run quotes 24/7, 365. I've done a few of these videos. I do one a day. You're saying there's no way, Stan. There is a way. I'm at the nondescript location doing videos right now. We do bunches of them, and I release one every single day. Why? Because I want to suffocate the bad sales pitches that are out there. My mission in life, after doing this for over 3 decades, it's not a money thing anymore. It's a game on, annuity game on issue. I want to squash all this BS out there. I want to squash it at the local level first, then I want to squash it at the regional level, and then I'm going to squash it and continue dominating at the national level, licensed in all 50 states and Puerto Rico. Annuities are not investments. The reason that brokerage firms and most RIAs don't want to deal with annuities because they can't morally and ethically and fiduciary wrap it with a fee. And it's all about wrapping it with a fee. And anyone that wants to wrap an annuity with a fee, get up and run out. That's a joke. That's an absolute joke. So are annuities a good investment? No. Annuities are good transfer of risk strategies. You transfer the risk. So the question is, what risk do you need to transfer? Do you need to transfer and buy another lifetime annuity like you have with Social Security? Or if you're so fortunate, a pension? Do you want to add to the money on those 2 things in addition to RMDs that you're getting? What is your income floor? That is a transfer risk for lifetime income. You say, what do you mean by that? Well, I don't know the return on investment until you die. And once again, I will come to your funeral, freestyle rap it, and or sing, and I do play a little mean flying V guitar. And, Marshall Stack will do the whole thing if you want me to do ROI, but I can't do that until your funeral, and you better serve lasagna because I love lasagna, and that's the only time I get to eat it. So annuities are not investments. Annuities are transfer risk strategies and a contract between you and the issuing life insurance company. Got me? I know that's not what you're going to hear, but this is the truth right here. This is what they call evergreen content. This will survive after the nuclear war. People will pull this up and go, yep, annuities are transfer risk. They're not investments. Hey, do me a favor. I do a few videos, and above me, spinning clock, there's a video I did that's going to be controversial. It's already been controversial, so I've been talking about it, but I wanted to do a video specifically on it for my YouTubians out there. It's on artificial intelligence and how artificial intelligence, AI, will change the game in the annuity industry. Remember, I'm not political, I'm contractual, and there's talk right now of me running in 2028 under the contractual guarantees only mantra and party. It'd be fun. I mean, wouldn't it be fun to have me on the debate stage, at least? Yeah, I don't think the press would be ready for that. But you never know what happens. You know, I take one day at a time. Life is good. My name is Stan the Annuity Man. Might be on tour soon in a city and town near you. See you next time.